Hey guys, it's SKYBOYSFO, better known as Bobby, and I do videos about flight attendant life. Today is my day off. As you can see, I have my regular street clothes on, rocking my vintage Pan Am, which is one of my favorite all-time airlines. They're no longer with us, but part of my airline is part of Pan Am. Today I thought I'd do a reaction video about domestic U.S. carriers' uniforms. A lot of airlines have changed their uniforms. Some are keeping with their ones they've had for years. And it's time to grade them. I'll be grading in a 3-point system where it's, yes, I love it. Or I can work with this. Or hated it. So, come along with me. At the end of the video, I'll show you and tell you about my favorite international uniform, which is my favorite. And again, these are just my opinion, what I think, and my overall view of domestic carriers' uniforms. And disclosure, I do work for one of the airlines. I'll be as biased as possible. So don't let that be a reason why you think I like something or hate something. And I'll tell you my #1 favorite uniform domestically at the end of this video, so definitely watch till the end of this video. Without further ado, we'll start with some of the no-frill airlines and work my way up to the 3 legacy airlines. And let's start with JetBlue. Although they have my favorite color, which is orange, I'm not too a fan of orange and blue. It's very classic, but I just think the color palettes are not, they're fighting each other. So JetBlue, you get more of, I can work with it maybe if I can change the color. The women's dress is very classic, timeless. They're still rocking the scarf, nothing really new. But yeah, I can work with JetBlue. Moving on to Southwest Airlines, I couldn't find any pic that had the men's suit or uniform into it, so I'll be critiquing the ladies. But yeah, I couldn't find any of the men's uniform. I like their cohesiveness, but still have a variety. They still have the shorts. I think it's the only airlines that allow their flight attendants to wear shorts, and looks like she's rocking it over there on the right. I'm not a fan of the split out skirt that has their logo colors, but the lady in the middle, I do like her, their jacket. And even the woman on the left, just the nice classic Ralph Lauren style button down with the pencil skirt. Looks pretty good. So that's definitely, yes, Southwest, yes, I definitely like this look. It's a good look. Next on the chopping block is Alaska Airline, who recently merged with Virgin America, which was one of my favorite airlines to fly. And I think Virgin Airline had more of that sexier, younger look, and then they merged with the older, mature airlines, I should say. But yeah, this is their new look, I think, for 2019. Their first uniform that they're going to be in, being merged with Alaska and Virgin. I can work with this. I'm not a fan of the ties of the men's, the color palettes of the men's with the green, lime green, baby blue, and dark blue. But I am on board with the men's jacket. I think the new thing now is the collar is a different color than the jacket, giving it something more of a modern look. But it's how you work the collar. Like they did the full collar around, and with the American Classic cut in the blazer. But the young lady in this picture, she's just rocking the boots. I mean, the boots alone, I am just loving that already. And it looks like a wrap blazer kind of a dress. So this is one of the first wraps that I like on the women that it's still on the top, looks like a blazer, but yet it's a wrap. I do like their vest. It looks functional, and it looks like it has a couple of pockets on the side, um, and very well tailored. I also like how they are not using just basic black shoes. They actually have these brown shoes on that really doesn't go with the uniform. There's nothing else brown, but I like how they didn't just put on black shoes. Um, so definitely, this is a yes. Yes, I can work with this. I can work with this. Change the tie up, and this will be definitely a uniform for me. They are with their dresses. Not a big fan of the dresses. I don't like multicolor, and you just have to have the perfect shape to pull off these dresses. They're not very flattering for all shapes. But it looks more like they work for SeaWorld or something. Just by, I don't know, there's something throws me off with the multicolored layered dress. So yes on the men's, but on the women. I hated it, but somewhere in between there. Hey, what do we have here? Spirit Airlines, bless their heart. Hated it. Yellow and black, it's just Bumblebee. It just screams Bumblebee. If I was to find something good, I like how they're all cohesive. You can tell they all work for the same airlines. They looks like they work for a postal service more than an airlines. I just don't see airline in this. So definitely hated it. Sorry, Spirit. Still love you. Still would fly you, but I'm just not feeling the uniform. Next on the chopping block is Delta Airlines, the darling of the airlines. They are #1 in customer service right now, and they just recently changed their uniform last year. I think they're one of the legacy airlines that started first in changing their uniform, and they went completely different. I don't know if you remember their old dress, which was red, and also their color spiel was red, and they taken that completely away and added a purple plum. When I first saw it, I was thinking more like purple hippo, Henrietta the hippo, purple. But once I saw it on some of the people, I think yes, I like Delta's uniform. I like it. It's an unusual color for an airlines, but I think they're starting a trend. They're trying to tell the other airlines and other people, like, get with the color. Instead of the plain old blues and navies, reds, and they were like, let's just add some color to it, and they definitely did that. I feel they really focus on the women's style. It's definitely their dresses. They hired Zach Posen, one of the famous designers, to do their design, and this time they got the accessories right. I'm loving the women's purse and their scarves. The men's I like because they also incorporate, you can't see in this picture, but they also incorporate the collar that has a different color, and it's the full collar, and how they went back to using metal buttons. I think they're using gold buttons. But it's one of those grays that can also work with all shades of people, light skin, dark skin people. So Delta, definitely a yes. Congratulations to you, Delta. You're a trendsetter, and I think other airlines are going to follow that trend. Next up is Aloha Hawaiian Airlines. I can't say enough about Hawaiian Airlines uniform. They're very cohesive, very stylish. They kept their tradition of Hawaiian style, but yet with a modern touch. They balanced that pretty well. I absolutely in love with the women's, I believe it's a skirt and a blouse, or I don't know if it's a one-piece outfit, but it's on the right side. You know, the top part screams muumuu, but more of a modern, and then the little pencil skirt with the matching little side split to match the blouse. and then the wrap, kind of a belt. I mean, you can wear this going to Hawaii, you can wear this going to springtime in New York. It's just all around, makes me smile. The men's look just very comfortable. Like, when are we going to get rid of the ties flying domestically? But it also looks great paired with a pair of slacks, pair of khakis, but it looks very casual and very just relaxing. And I think if your cabin crew is relaxed, they'll be more relaxing towards you. So I definitely give it a yes, yes. And then also, you know, if they're flying to the mainland, they can also put on the blazer or international and kind of give it more of a professional, polished look. The dress on the left is very simple, very solid color, but then kept the spirit on, you know, the waist area. I know a lot of women love pockets in their dresses because, you know, we're working too, so we need pencils and pens and stuff inside of our pockets. So we need pockets. And I think also with men and women now, we're getting away from that stewardess look. They look more like they could work anywhere in this outfit, so it's definitely a... Next up is United Airlines, who recently merged with Continental Airlines, and they've been in a universal uniform for about 3 years. They're in the transition of changing over to a new uniform, but I'm going to critique their first uniform and then tell you a little bit about the second uniform. So the first uniform, I definitely like it because it's timeless and it's classic. You can't go wrong with black. Everybody looks great in black. It's very simple line, A-line. It's cohesive with male or female. It's just timeless. Like, it's that little black dress we all have in the back when we need to go somewhere. I can see them using this still 10 years from now. Like, there's really no reason why they need to really change their uniform. So definitely, yeah, yes, soft yes, but a yes. I can definitely work with this uniform. United's new uniform, I think they'll be debuting this next year, and they add a little bit more extra on it. They went with the men's collar, but instead of using the full collar, they used the little, I don't know, bellhop style collar piping around the collar. And then the matching 2 side pockets, I guess, to go with the piping, and they went more of a bolder stripe on their sleeves to let you know that I am Airlines, I am a flight attendant. And then purple, but a different purple, not Delta purple, but United purple. And I think they're just, again, following like Delta footsteps and adding purple. The women's dress, I like it. I'm not sure if the color is for everybody on the purple and the blue. And I feel like I've seen this uniform somewhere, and I think it's Australian Airlines have this kind of color palette style dress, but very modern, chic, very simple. I think this uniform, they focus more on the men design. I think Brooke Brothers, which is known for quality, did the United Airlines uniform. And I think quality is very important more than style, because you want to be able to be functional in that uniform because you actually are working in the uniform, not just looking pretty. So with United's new uniform, I can work with it. A few more pieces, a couple of changes. I can work with it. With American Airlines, something special in the air. I'm not quite sure if the uniform is special in the air. It definitely shows me America. Like, it shows you the red, white, and blue. But I feel like this uniform, they look like they're working at the post office. I know last year they had a couple of issues with the fabric was breaking out people and having allergy attacks and all kinds of things going on. They're also in the transition of getting a new uniform. And I'll show you that next, but I'll critique the uniform they're currently in. I'm just glad they are changing their uniform, so it's probably hated it. And so glad that they are changing into the new uniform. So let's move on to their new uniform. Okay, I couldn't find any models for their new uniform, but I did find some mannequins to try to critique their new uniform. Definitely much better. Definitely the scarves are better. It doesn't look all American, with there too going with a plum purple kind of a look. I guess that's just the new look with the U.S. carriers. But it also gives me more of a military vibe, like they work for the Army instead of the post office now. Um, Very cohesive. They all work for the same airlines. And yeah, I can work with this one. Maybe, I don't know. I like their stripes better than some of the other airlines that have stripes on the lapels. Not too big, not too small. But I can work with this. So that's it for my domestic uniforms. If you haven't noticed by now, which is my favorite uniform, it has to be, I think, Hawaiian Airlines. I just think they did everything right about this uniform. It's timeless. I can see this uniform 10, 15 years from now. It works for everybody's skin types. They've made it where you can make it more of a casual look, but also added a blazer to make it more of a formal look. The tailoring seems to be great. Like it would work with all sizes. And it just seems like it makes you smile. So my number one airline is, for me, in my opinion, is Hawaiian Airlines. Congratulations, Hawaiian Airlines, for doing it right. Now, for what you've been waiting for, my favorite international flight attendant uniform, by far, is one of my favorite all-time uniform. I can't pronounce their airlines or country, but I think it's Hanan. It's in China. It's small airlines, but look at this. It is 3 words: fabulous. The right color, very cohesive. The guy on the right, his jacket is just 21st century, regal, streamlined, just flawless. The women, it's just art. It just gives you shape. It's timeless. It gives you culture. I can't say enough. The hat tilted to the side with the embroidery gives you Europe, gives you Asia, gives you America. And the jacket, I mean, I would wear that outside of working. I mean, that's one of those jackets where you just want to twirl in that jacket. And just the way they're posing with the girl on the left, just letting you know, yeah, we got it, we got this. And if those are uniform standard shoes, I mean, I feel sorry for the women who would have to wear them, but that's how you wear some shoes. I mean, it's just, and their suitcase, I mean, it's just, I give this a 10. This is like, yes. The only thing is, you may not never ever see these uniforms because they're a very small carrier and they only fly certain destinations, and so it's really not fair for them to be competing with all the other international airlines. So I do have a runner-up. For runner-up uniform international, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's been my favorite. It's the first time I laid eyes on it in person. When I saw that whole crew lined up, flawless as they can be. And it's also the one that they've never, as long as I've been flying, have changed their uniform, and it still works. And that airline is Singapore Airlines. There's just so much about that. What I first like about that uniform is they kept it to their tradition. You know, when you see them walking down the terminal, you know that's Singapore Airlines. You know that's their rich customs. Something that's unique to others that other airlines don't do is they have slippers, open toes. You can see their feet and they're painted. I mean, I can't imagine uniform check for these people. Although it's not a great safety hazard, but I do understand that this is their Concourse shoe, and then they're required by the government to bring their work shoes. So then they'll change into more of a suitable shoe for working. But this is more of their Concourse look, and their apron that they've served in looks still like the uniform is just amazing. I I do feel like they focus more on the women. You think about Singapore girl, and you think about Singapore boy. It's just a plain old suit with a green striped tie. It's not really much to say about it. And what I love about it the most is I've been in the airline business for about 32 years, and it's been the same uniform. It's just timeless. So that is my #1 international flight attendant uniform. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think your favorite uniform that you've seen in person or either online or something? Or out of the ones I've picked, what do you think are your favorite? Leave a comment down below. And of course, if you like what you see, always hit the like button and then subscribe. I mean, I can't understand why you're not a subscriber already, but if you're not, just hit that subscribe button down below. And catch me on Instagram at SKYBOYSFO. Thank you for watching. Until my next video, peace.